So welcome back to Truck Tech. This week we come to you from Berlin, Germany. It is an interesting day because we just had the arrival of the truck behind me, the Gen H2 fuel cell truck from Daimler. They drove over 1,000 kilometers or 600 miles just overnight to get here, stopping over in Hanover, and then drove on in here this morning into Berlin. The significance of Berlin is that this is where they introduced the concept of the fuel cell truck 3 years ago. This truck is not ready for prime time yet. It could be, but the infrastructure for hydrogen isn't. And that's why this story that we're going to tell today goes to what happens with infrastructure as well as what happens with a fuel cell product. Hope you enjoy it. So the Daimler Gen H2 truck that is now on its way to Berlin from here in Wörth is going to cover just over 1,000 kilometers. This is considered a record run, and before they took off, they sealed everything to make sure that there's no intrusion and that there's not any filling done or anything like that on the way before this vehicle arrives in Berlin. Let's show you the route. We're starting down here in Wörth, and we're moving next to Frankfurt, and then Cologne, and Dortmund, Bielefeld, Hanover, up to Hamburg, and then all the way over to Berlin, where on Tuesday, this vehicle will arrive. Why is this so significant? Mostly it's because hydrogen is coming. It is not ready yet. And they say that even if they could do this truck today, there wouldn't be an infrastructure to support it. So what you're really looking at is continued testing, evaluations, and runs like this to get people ready for the hydrogen economy and hydrogen trucks. Thank you. This is a great opportunity, obviously, for Daimler to show the capability of the hydrogen truck, of the Gen H2.
Yeah.
Going 1,000 kilometers today is a great thing, becoming today and tomorrow. However, you pointed out that this really isn't ready for prime time because there's no infrastructure for it.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
This is what we are missing. So we are able to show now that the technology is available. We can run a truck for 1,000 kilometers, which is like 600 miles, with just one tank. And this is very unique. Like, you don't reach that with the battery electric, yeah. And it gets to a level what our customers are doing today with diesel trucks. And that, for sure, you know the challenge. Yeah, our customers are saying, like, we're using diesel trucks today. They run all through the day, and you would want to do the same with a zero-emission vehicle. And we think hydrogen-driven fuel cell trucks are the solution.
Is there an opportunity here to obviously you're going to prove one thing, you're going to set a record.
Yes.
Go for the
Yes.
And it's all sealed up. Nobody's going to get in there and achieve hydrogen. But at the same time, is this sending a strong message to potential customers saying, look, wait for us, we're ready. We get infrastructure, then we're ready to go.
Absolutely. That's the message to the customers. And the second message is also to politics. We need support because we as OEMs, we can never build up an infrastructure here. We don't run filling station for diesel today, and we won't do that for hydrogen in the future. But this needs to be a joint effort all over industry with our partners, and it has to be supported by politics to make that happen, to make that transition happen. So we are ready to go for carbon neutral, but we need the whole industry to support this.
The carbon neutral that you committed to 2039 in your major markets, I think that's still pretty much where you're at.
That's our ambition.
Yeah, and hydrogen will need to be part of that.
Yes.
That clearly. The idea of hydrogen being green, what are you able to do, or is that part of Daimler's responsibility?
So as I said before, we don't run filling stations, and we don't produce the fuel today. But we are working very closely with energy companies. We are working very closely with our customers, as you know, and we try to find out what is needed from a vehicle side to support our customers best in doing their business. And here we are focused, as you said before, we have the ambition to be carbon neutral by 2039. And carbon neutral would mean that you also need carbon neutral H2, and this is green hydrogen. And this is what we are focused on.
And so this does send the message to the hydrogen producers, get on the stick, I've got a truck for you.
Absolutely, that's it. And it's a little that hen and egg problem, what comes first? So we do the first step, and this is why we showcase that now and say, like, we are ready. We will be ready when you guys have the infrastructure. We'll be ready to deliver the trucks that are needed to use the filling stations. That is our message.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Today, we demonstrated in front of the assembled press that hydrogen is more than just hot air. And we did this as a first OEM by cracking the 1,000 kilometer mark, driving with one tank fill, CO2 neutral in real traffic. And this is an outstanding achievement by the complete team, looking back 3 years where we started with a concept truck to see the real truck driving here in Berlin today. So thank you very much to everybody involved. Well, to decarbonize transportation, as you know, Daimler Truck follows a dual track strategy based on both battery electric and hydrogen propelled solutions. As for battery electric, we've already a track record with products being in series production. Today, we put an exclamation mark behind the second pillar, which is hydrogen propelled trucks. You see the product, we will deliver the product. However, the event is also a call for action, because two more things are decisive to make decarbonization a reality. Infrastructure, hydrogen refilling stations, and the economic viability for our customers, energy availability, energy prices. So it requires everybody involved, the infrastructure players, the regulators, to pull in the same direction to make this become a reality. We are now entering the final phase of the advanced engineering of our Gen H2 truck, which is testing trucks in customer hands. At the same time, with our partner Linde, we work on a new technology for refilling hydrogen tanks with liquid hydrogen, 10 minutes for 1,000 kilometers. And at the same time, with our joint venture Cellcentric, we prepare for series production of fuel cells in the second half of the decade.
So the challenges are real for hydrogen, but what you've got now is, you can see behind me, the truck that can make it happen. And there are others, obviously, with Cellcentric making the fuel cells both for Daimler and right now for Volvo in a joint venture. You've got the fuel cells coming, but you know that we've got the hydrogen issues have to be dealt with in terms of where are we going to get it, how's it going to be transported, and ultimately, how's it going to be made into liquid fuel. All of that is things that needs to get worked on. But this episode was intended to show the victory, really, of bringing a truck over 1,000 kilometers, over 600 miles in a single run with a single tank of hydrogen. So I guess what we find out this week is, yes, it can be done. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.